So here we are, the morning after the afternoon before, and as you know, I always wait a little while before I react on any game, whether I've been or whether I haven't. I couldn't make it yesterday. I watched it, obviously, and first and foremost, Alonso, a very good wing back, a very poor defender. Why Maurizio Sarri sees him in training and still picks him, I don't know. That penalty yesterday was very, very soft. It was minimal contact, and if that really made Richarlison fall over, I hope it's not windy in Liverpool very often, because he's going to spend all his time rolling around the deck. But at the end of the day, if you wave your foot about in today's day and age, if you get someone who's a good cheat, then you're asking for it with the mentality of today's footballer. So yeah, he made runs that, well, he lost the ball where you should never lose the ball if you're a defender. Making runs that were basically crazy. There's one where he tried a Cruyff turn. He tried a Cruyff turn with two men around him, and I just sat there shaking my head. Poor choices all the time, and for the odd goal that you get from him bombing forward when he's normally leaving the space behind him, in this setup, nah. But he's just signed a 5-year lucrative deal, so I suppose the manager's under pressure to play him. But Alonso would not get in my team unless we were playing three at the back. End of story. End of story. He's not a defender. Emerson's not that much better, but at 22, he is a slightly better defender, and he's played a handful of games, 7 games or something. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll play him and give him a few games under his belt, so we can actually decide. We've got a couple of good left backs. The young lad who's I think he's at Bristol City, plays left back. Do you know what? I'd stick him in now. But that's me. I'm not under pressure, am I? I'm just a supporter that won't lose his job if we don't qualify for the Champions League. So that's just me. And there are a lot of supporters, and to be honest, a lot of the time we talk rubbish. Oh no, we'll stick him in, and we're not under pressure. And the other thing is, of course, is that we don't see the players every day in training. Now, yesterday, I'm sorry, there are fans of Ross Barkley out there, I know, and yesterday he didn't have half a bad game. I'll give him his due, but his decision making is shocking. The one where he was up on the he'd done a brilliant bit of skill, and he was up by the Everton's right-hand post, so left as we're looking at it, and what that was when he whacked it across the box, I don't know. Usain Bolt would have took about an hour to catch up with that ball. Shocking. Mind you, he didn't lose it as much yesterday, but that's because in the first half, Everton was so poor and backed off so much that not even Ross Barkley could retain the ball. So yeah. Now, Higuain, to me, yesterday looked a couple of yards off the pace. Now, if he has, which I'm sure he has, had a fever and had flu, and you've got a guy, I know Giroud played 90 minutes, but we're talking a footballer here who's probably played, 8 games all season? I'll have to look it up. I should look this up before I do videos. But not played much. So a game on Thursday night, another one on Saturday, it's hardly going to kill him. unless he's got a knock. So why not play Giroud? Got 3 goals the other night. Crazy. And yeah, Callum Hudson-odoi not getting a game from the start, and I know Loftus-Cheek's got back problems. I don't know if he's still got back problems, but if he hasn't, he should be playing. England took him, so it can't be in that bad a nick. Disappointing. First half, we've got no real penetration. Costa, we've been spoilt. We had Costa, who would always make space for people, and he could finish. And we've had Drogba, who did the same. We've been spoilt of late. But I don't know what else to say. It is. We drop off that second half. We do physically drop off the pace. We become slower. And when you're playing this, I hate using the word, but Sarri ball, it's got to be quick. The whole thing is about speed of movement. And in the second half, no. Is it that the Italian game is so much slower that the Premiership, in the second half, you start to flag? I mean, they're only human beings. I mean, we always say, they're paid X amount. You can pay someone 10 million a day, but they're still human beings. I don't know. Are they just not getting the idea of what you're trying to put across, or are they genuinely flag in the second half? Because it does seem to be a second half problem, doesn't it? But it was awful. Second half, no doubt about it, absolutely awful. I thought Kepa should have held the header. I'm sorry, my even the penalty. To get to the penalty and then to push it straight back. First elementary goalkeeping. I'm not a Kepa fan. I've got to come out. I'm not blaming him for yesterday, obviously, but I'm not a Kepa fan. He makes some good saves. Used to be a goalkeeper who played for Watford, and I think he played for Stoke before that, called Peter Fox. I would say he was one of the best shot stoppers I've ever seen in my life, but couldn't hold a ball for toffees. Didn't instill a lot of confidence in his defence, but shot stopping, wow, what a keeper. Reflexes like you wouldn't believe. And Kepa, I mean, what is he, 22, isn't he? I'm not being funny. I expect him to be 70 million quid. I'm doing it myself now. 70 million. I expect him to be holding that header, and I expect him to be pushing that penalty outwards instead of straight back. But you can't rely on a goalkeeper to save a penalty. I'm not blaming Kepa. I'm just nitpicking because I expect more of him. I would rather have the other goalkeeper at the other end, Pickford, in goal. I must admit, again, he's prone to mistakes. All goalkeepers are, but all round, his game is pretty sound. I think I watched his couple of mistakes the other week, but overall, I think he's a really, really, really decent keeper. And when you look for the rest of their side, their left back, is it Digny? I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. He's better than our left back. Keane is probably a better defender than our 2 centre halves. I mean, David Luiz yesterday for that header. When you look at it in slow motion, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. The guy gets so much. What? David Luiz was ball watching at the last minute. Thought, oh, crikey, that should be my ball. And where he was standing with the run up he had, that should have been knocked in the stand. And we're missing someone like JT. It's Again, we've been spoiled. When you had JT and any of them, any combination that played with John Terry, whether it be Gallus, whether it be Carvalho, when you look at our centre halves, Desai, what a player he was. And we haven't got that now. David Luiz, love him to bits, legend, but he's getting slower. He ball watches, and 2 or 3 times this season, he's actually turned his back on balls that have cost us goals. I won't play him. I'm sorry. I am absolutely sorry. I'll play Christensen every time. Rudiger, again, bad choices. Good defender, good basic defender. Perhaps needs someone next to him, like a John Terry, to tell him when to go forward and when to go back. You can tell I'm disappointed. But I tell you what I'm most disappointed in, some of these fans' vlogs, who Sarri in, Sarri out when we're 1-0 down. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with them? We are just 3 points behind the top 4, and we are in the quarterfinals of the Europa Cup. Not saying we're going to win it, not saying we're going to reach the top 4, but you might as well give the bloke a chance at the end of the season. If he fails, he's going to be going anyway. You know what that like at Chelsea. He's going to be going anyway. But imagine going to work every day and your supporters are on your back as soon as you lose a game. First half yesterday, we were in control. I mean, stats mean nothing. I would rather have 1% possession and win 3-0 than have 99% possession and lose 2-0. But we were in control. And basically what happened in that second half, Everton did push a bit more. Richarlison's not a great centre forward, but then you haven't got to be nowadays when you're playing against Alonso and Luiz. He just waited for Alonso to bomb forward and went into the space, and they played on the break, and that's what Chelsea are always susceptible to, the break. And yes, the manager is at fault. He should be seeing these things, and he should be doing something about it. But let's not start giving him jip as soon as you go 1-0 down. And I heard reports that they were singing F off Sarri ball, but it's not going to do any good at all. It's just going to get the players down, the manager's heads down, and it's not support. But I suppose that's where we are nowadays at Chelsea Football Club. We have been spoilt, and those that have only seen the good parts and not the absolute rubbish parts for the 40 years before it have been spoilt. And I have as well now, because I've seen this during the good times. But trust me, this ain't bad. So come on, let's get behind him, even if he is picking those naff sides for the rest of the season. Let's support them 11 men, or however many end up on the pitch. We could do it because they were 15 to try and score a goal, because we can't score. Let's try and get behind them anyway. That's my thoughts. Sorry for making Monday morning even more depressing than it is already. But my only words are, let's try and support